Hi guys, welcome back in another video, and I'm gonna show you everything that went on behind the scene at Miss Wheelchair World 2022. So from one hotel to another, that is where it started. Welcome to the Grand Hotel Tijuana. They don't have so many rooms for all the candidates, so it's pretty small. I'm just like able to turn like that. Over here we have a shower chair, which is just located in the tub. So this is a new structure. I never experienced it, but it's gonna be interesting. Closets, spacious, pretty high. Oh, okay. Enough space to put the suitcases and everything. 2 beds and a nice view. Looking on the golf court. We first started with a presentation dinner. Every candidate had to introduce herself, give a speech, and got to know each other. So it was like an event where we all saw each other for the first time. So it was very excited to meet all the beautiful women in wheelchairs from all over the world. So the next morning we had a makeup session, and we were going to have a lot of them. So makeup and hair cost about 3 hours, and for everyone to get ready to do a photo shoot. So it takes a lot of your patience, and in the meanwhile sit still and also collaborate, of course, and socialize. So yeah, it's not as easy as it may appear, because it does take a lot of energy and you have to give your best. After hair makeup, we put on our dresses that we brought all the way from our own countries. I have mine especially made, which is perfect now for me in the wheelchair, like the seated position. So it's like totally adapted. And I was very happy that I got to finish my dress on time and that I could bring it to present at this gala. A lot of photo shoots and videos and more photos and more photos. So at a lot of times you just have to be photo ready. In between the workshops and everything that we had to do, we got to know each other, like all the candidates, and we also had time sometimes to take 10 minutes in the sun outside. You can imagine that getting 18 wheelchair users somewhere on time takes a lot of energy and good planning from the organization, so they did a great job.
So do they have like the same company?
The next day, we had another photo shoot. So the first day was more of the final dress, and now we had to do our national costume. My dress is like a big part of it I made myself, and my sewing skills are not good, so I was very proud of doing that. It's also recycled, and it does represent my country, and I put a lot of thought and effort in it. But comparing to the other women, my dress did look plain because, well, in my country, the Dutch people don't really have that traditional garments, and maybe some of you went to Amsterdam and tried to fall in them clothes, but that's not my region. That's not where I came from. That's what I never see. That's what I never worn. So for me, that doesn't represent my country, and we had to think of a costume that represents our country and our region and where we came from. So I decided to go with a simple dress that looks elegant, that fits my body. So it's again an adapted dress for a wheelchair user, and the red, white, and blue represents the flag. And initially I had orange gloves, but in the end they didn't really suit with the fabrics and all, so I decided to leave them out. The day after, we had a little city tour in the city of Tijuana.
How do you feel today?
Good, the sun is shining. We are going to head out to do a tour. So we're gonna see a little bit of Tijuana together with all the other candidates. And then we get back to this hotel. We have lunch, and then we have a workshop.
Nice. And are you having a little bit fun?
Yeah, it's very nice to meet everyone, and we're having a good time. It's also a very full program, so yeah, it's very exhausting too, but it's also nice, and it's just cool to meet everyone. We're just talking about so many things in life and talking to so many different people. So, yeah.
Es una arquera del país. Vamos a los Panamericanos el próximo mes.
Went with all the buses again. Everyone had to go in and out and take some time. And when we arrived, there was a local television. There were taken a lot of pictures again, and we just had the chance to explore a little, but to stay within the group, because yeah, you're in a foreign country and it's not the safest place on earth. So there is a lot of police around there. That's what I noticed. And well, otherwise it was very colorful, a lot of tourist shops, very nice. We were a big group of wheelchair users, so it was very obvious and everyone was looking at us, but nevertheless we had a great time. After the short city tour, we went to a restaurant, all of us. It was an Italian, so they had this beautiful Venetian painting on the glow in the dark effects, very cool. It had an accessible bathroom, well, for the Mexican standards, so it was spacious, enough room. We all just, had some food, and it was really nice just talking to everyone. And we also met some of the people behind the organization and the sponsors, so it was also nice to have that moment. And of course, practicing. We had to learn a choreo just 2 days. Yeah, we had 1.5 day to get it. And we had a dancing teacher who was also a wheelchair user.
Yes? Sí, más, va a ser más fácil.
Looking back, I think, it wasn't that hard, but at that moment you feel pressure, you're nervous, you want to do your best, you don't know what to expect. So I was just very, kind of anxious to remember all the steps and not to forget, and just hoping I would get it right on time. The day before the final show, we went to the location. So we had time to practice at the location, so we know what the stage looked like. And when we arrived, there was this giant, big, new, recently built center. In Baja California, it's like 30 minutes from Tijuana, from our hotel, without traffic. So when there was traffic, it took a little longer, but we drove along the border. So it's close to San Diego, and you just saw the wall. And I only saw that, I heard about it in newspapers, and but when you see it in real life, it's actually shocking and disturbing, and it's so crazy that they built this giant fence and people from Mexico cannot enter the US, but you see people from the US all around everywhere. And yeah, I don't know, I felt very uncomfortable about that. It was very confronting, and yeah, it just made you feel like you're in a movie in a way, because these are the things I've never seen in real life. We don't have that in Europe. But yeah, I heard all the stories. I know about it, and yeah, it was impressive to see it, and also a little shocking when you see like a lot of men walking along the roads and living in these like self-built tents, and that they're homeless and jobless, and it's heartbreaking also. But we were not there for that, so yeah, whatever we saw, we also tried to keep all the positive energy there. And when we arrived, we had more practicing. I have been on a catwalk before for a fashion show, and it's like different because now you feel like you're going to be judged. You know you're being judged. That's the whole thing about the pageant. So I felt a lot of weight on it, and especially because I've been looking forward to this for a year. I've been preparing for this moment for, well, yeah, some almost a year, and it was just, you know, everything had to get together at that point, and I just felt a lot of pressure, and it's all in my own mind because, well, my own country barely knew I was going, only my friends and family and some of my followers that follow me on social media, but there was no attention for this event from within my country. And yeah, I went there all like on my own. So I was representing my country, but it felt more like I was representing myself. So I did feel a lot of pressure, and I was very nervous. Also the day of the rehearsal, and I couldn't sleep. I was so exhausted, like I had massive headaches, and I was just thinking, whatever happens, you have to push through, and after the show you can break down. That's what I was thinking. So, you know, all these emotions is what you don't see. And I think, not just me, I think a lot of the candidates had their own problems, internal, and their own things going on. But, you know, I'm sharing this with you guys here. And yeah, that is the honest truth. I was super nervous, and I was trying to smile and do my best, but at that point, like a day before the show, I was just hoping it would be over. I was so tired. To be continued. In the next video, I will share more about the final show.